Right, it's just after lunchtime now at the 2025 IRFA conference, and I'm joined by Siviwe Mazwana from Coronation. Siviwe, welcome, and I'm glad to have you here. Tell me about your experience so far at the IRFA conference.
No, thank you, Leon. Very good to be here. I mean, it's been incredible. I think one of the people who's assigned with the duty of manning the stand. And it's just incredible the number of people that actually are interested in actually learning and hearing about your company. Cora has always been synonymous with performance. That's what we always profile. And this year we are profiling our empowerment deal. So it's actually just got people talking, saying that, look, tell a little bit more about this. You know, what is about this deal? And people actually don't understand. At least didn't appreciate that, you know, the deal that we've done is so broad-based. I mean, about 193 of our staff are beneficiaries of that. So being able to have those one-on-ones with the clients has been incredible, and also getting the critics as well, because we don't want everyone who's gonna. I mean, there are doubters about these BE deals.
So maybe let's just, for the benefit of our audience, explain that deal that you guys did, because it was seen in different lights by different people depending on who was looking at it. So just give them a little bit of an indication of what it was about.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think it was November last year. So the Coronation Black staff bought a portion of Coronation, bringing our black ownership now to 52%. And this is our second iteration of a big deal. We did one in 2005. It was a first staff-only deal at the time, and we've continued on that same vein. I think what we learned, we learned some lessons last year. I mean, the previous one, I think some clients would always say that, look, when Coro thinks broad, they only think about their staff. Now we've got some community organizations that are now part of this deal. And importantly, these community organizations are not waiting for 10 years before they get something. There's a trickle-down dividend that they are getting. It's about 193 of our staff that are participating. 60% of those are black females. Mm-hmm. So if you think about female empowerment, we certainly are doing our bit in uplifting that.
Yeah, I must say, to me, the concept of having your staff as your BE partner sounds to me a lot more, be it noble or valuable, in the context of South Africa and broad-based black economic empowerment, than rather than having one or two regular, black shareholders as part of your business. So I think it's interesting that it hasn't been fully seen in that light, but I do think that there was some criticism around dilution of existing shareholders in order to facilitate that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think the shareholders had to be canvassed, and they approved the deal. I think we had a 99.9% approval by the shareholders, because I think shareholders understand the imperative of actually having a transformed business. And it's been a long journey for us. Our shareholders have been supporting transformation for a very, very long time, even in terms of enterprise development. I mean, we've started, I think most recently was 2018 in Dembeko Investment Administrators. It's a first black-owned transfer agency in the unit trust space. Mm-hmm. And we started that, and so our shareholders have always been our partners in this journey. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think there will be people who are critics of it, and this was an opportunity actually to stand in front of them, explain it, and then also they get their concerns, and you hear their concerns, right? Because sometimes you sit in your own little echo chamber, you design these things, you actually don't understand how it's been abused by certain people. So therefore, whenever people look at this thing, they just scoff at it and think that one of the others. But like you said, it's a noble thing to decide to partner with your staff. And that's really what this whole empowerment is all about. I mean, when you look at all the deals, I suppose you could say maybe max 100 people have been beneficiaries of the BE deals for the last 30 years. So how is that broad-based? So I think we definitely think that we are...
I think the stats are more than R1 trillion rests in the hands of 100 black individuals. So, I mean, I guess it's empowerment, but it's not quite broad-based in any sense.
Exactly, and that's not what the country needs, right? The country needs more broad-based empowerment. Yeah, I think,
The other thing that we need is more discussion. I mean, and to interact and to build relations, which has obviously changed since COVID time. We look at each other through computer screens and we don't get to spend that much time at conferences like this. So I have watched you diligently from up here down at your stand, greeting and speaking to people. So how have you found that? I mean, have you met new people?
No. Every time you come to these conferences, you think that you know everyone, and you are surprised by the number of people that you do not know. So absolutely, I mean, I think a few, I mean, there are clients that we have not seen on a face-to-face because of the screens. And the thing with the screens, you know, I mean, often people have got their cameras off. They know my voice, but they've never really even seen the Siviwe. So it was been quite fulfilling to actually see the people that you are dealing with as well. So and then you understand their demeanor. Some, you know, even when they are joking, they're aggressive. Whereas when you are talking to them via the camera, you're like, what did I do to this person? Why are they so aggressive? Like, no, they're actually who they are. They know when they are trying to make a point, they are a little bit more animated, and it has nothing to do with you. So those nuances, you actually miss those things over these virtual mediums, which are very useful. They make meetings seamless to organize, but nothing beats actually being in the room and interacting with people, looking in the eye, and then actually building that trust, because humans have always been about social interaction. So this is absolutely invaluable for us.
And I do think that investment managers have a responsibility to interact and to engage with their customers in an informal setting. Why? Because they come from different backgrounds and don't have all of the knowledge at their fingertips to understand everything that investment managers do. And it's one of the areas that I've always been critical of, is we tend to talk too highfalutin a language and we leave our customer behind. The number of times I've done a report back to a customer and asked, are there any questions? And there are none. So either I'm a terrible presenter, okay, well, in both ways I'm a terrible presenter. They don't really have questions, so there is no interaction. And understanding comes through interaction, questioning, working through what people don't understand fully.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And once the person has actually interacted with you in these social settings now, they're actually quite comfortable to ask the questions, because, I mean, let's face it, we all don't want to make fools out of ourselves to strangers. So when they're sitting there, they've never interacted with you. Even the stuff that you've talked past them over their heads, but because they don't know you, they feel like, oh God, this question will be stupid. So that breaks those barriers and makes you as an investment manager more accessible. So absolutely, I couldn't agree more with that point.
So we tend to, I actually want to tell you a bit of a history story now, I'll come back to it. We tend to always be far right or far left, far right, or white or black in terms of everything. There's never in between. And people talk about in face-to-face conferences or in the flesh conferences versus virtual conferences. And I keep on saying they live together, because we need this to interact, to talk, to get to know each other, to build comfort. Virtual conferences, however, allow for a lot more access, inclusion, more people to attend deeper within organizations. You don't have 100 and whatever people here, you can't. But they can attend a virtual conference in their own time, kind of thing. So I think there's so many different ways of interaction, and technology is there to help us interact even better, rather than it has to be this one or that one. So sorry, I just had to get that point out, because I believe quite strongly in that.
Absolutely. No.
So let me tell you a little bit of history. You're a young man, I can see it. Okay, you're not as old as your colleague Sean Morris over there, who's I've known for many years. But when I got here on Sunday, I drove past up near, I can't even remember the street name, but I drove past the original office that I visited Leon Camphor in when it was still Cyfritz.
Oh, wow.
Literally at the point where Coronation was born. And I'll share with you something that I never ever forgot, and maybe you'll take something from this, is that when I then went to visit Coronation to do a due diligence meeting with them, I drove to your offices in Newlands, which was close to the cricket ground and the railway line, and Leon met me on the stairs outside of the office to shake my hand and welcome me to the office. And it was that fine care that he showed in terms of it. I was a youngster. I was younger than you. Okay, yet he took the time to do that, which I thought was wonderful.
Absolutely. And I hope that we're still living up to that. I mean, I think one of our key values is about client centricity. So I think as much as we know that we're an investment business, but that care and respect of the client, because without our clients, we actually don't have a business. We don't have an internal distribution team, at least a company. I mean, it's our team that do the distribution, but we're reliant a lot on third parties. We're reliant on all other aggregators to actually bring money to us. So our money can leave within a 24-hour notice. So absolutely, I certainly believe that we still have got that care. Maybe we don't go to the stairs as far as going to the stairs, but I think that sentiment of honoring the client and actually understand that the client is the reason why you exist is because the client has actually chosen to partner with you is something, an ethos that still resonates with the business.
But it also talks about the generational changes that happen over time, and we have a responsibility to pass on the mantle and to teach the next generation how important these people are that entrust us with their monies at the end of the day.
No, absolutely.
Siviwe, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming to join us in our studio. I've heard wonderful things about you, by the way, from your colleagues. So congratulations on that. I'll let them unpack that further for you. But I wish you the very best in your career at Coronation or wherever you might head into the longer term.
No, it will still be at Coronation.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Cheers
Leon.
and bye-bye.